Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Ashwini from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. So today we are going to talk about NFA, that is non-deterministic automata. So let's see what is NFA first. NFA is nothing but it stands for non-deterministic finite automata. It is easy to construct an NFA than the DFA for a given regular languages. So the finite amount automata are called as NFA when there exist many paths for specific input from the current state to the next state. Every NFA is not DFA, but each NFA can be translated into the DFA. NFA is defined as the same way as a DFA but with the following two exceptions. It contains multiple next states and it contains summation transitions. So as you can see here, the first problem in NFA is nothing but, so we'll see what Q is equal to Q naught, Q1, Q2, summation of Z1, Q naught, Q naught, F is equal to Q2. So this is the transition diagram which we can see. So there are three states Q naught, Q1 and Q2 where 0 and 1. So 0 and 1 can be moved to the Q1 state and Q1 can be moved to the Q naught state with the 0. So the final state becomes the self loop for both 0 and 1. So in the above diagram we can see that the current state is Q naught on input 0 and the next state will be Q naught or Q1 and one input next state will be Q1. When the current state is Q1, the input 0 of this next state will be Q2 and on one input the next state will be of Q0. When the current state is of Q2 on 0 input the next state is Q2 and on one the next state will become Q1 or Q2. So the next problem is we should see that 0 and 1 accepts all the string with 0 and 1. So here Q naught is the first state Q naught and it will go to the Q1 and 1 will go to the next state that is Q2 final state 0, 1. So the present state here is Q naught. Next it will state the input of 0 to the Q1 and next state input of summation to the input 1. So in the present state of Q1, there is no 0, so it moves to the Q2 with input of 1 and Q2 will move to the input of 0 and 1 to the final state that is Q2 state. So the next is NFA which accepts all the string and length at least with 2. So here the transition diagram is Q0, Q1 and Q2. So your present state is Q0 where it will move to the next state for the input of Q1 and next state for input of 1. So there is from Q0 to Q1 there is no 1 so it will become null. So the next is Q1 state. In Q1 state there is no 0 so it will become null and it will go to the final state which is Q2. Next is the Q2 state that is final state which you can see that Q2 state has a final state with self loop of both 0 and 1. So here this is how you state that this is the starting state and this is the final state. So the next problem is, so design an NFA for the transition table as given below. So here the current present state is Q0 that is first state. Next is from Q0 it will go to the 0 that is Q0 and Q1 state with 1 taking input values of Q2 and Q0 state. So Q1 when it goes to the Q1 present state it will go to the Q3. 0 will go to the Q3 state where Q3 of 1 doesn't have the 1 so it will become a null state. So next Q2 will go to the 0 of Q2, Q3 and 1 for the Q3 state. Next Q3 present state which has 0 will go as the input value of Q3 and will go to the next state that is Q3 state and 1 will also go to the Q3 state. Here summation of Q0 and 0 is equal to Q0 and Q1. summation of Q0 and 1 is equal to Q0 of Q2, Q0 and Q2. Then summation of Q1 and 0 is equal to Q3. And then summation of Q2 comma 0 will be equal to Q2 and Q3. And summation of Q2 and 1 will be equal to Q3. So the summation of Q3 and 0 will go to the Q3 state, and summation of Q3 comma 1 will go to the Q3 state. So this is the transition diagram which you can see here. First is Q0 state, which has the self loop with the 0 comma 1 and having the input value 0, which goes to the Q1 state, and with Q1 state having the input value 0 goes to the Q3 state, which is the final state having the self loop of 0 comma 1. From Q0 having the input value of 1 moves to the Q2 state having the self loop of 0, moving to the Q3 the final state having the input values of both 0 and 1. So this is the problem where you can define this transition table. So the next is design a DFA with the summation of 0 comma 1 in which double of 1 is followed by the double 0. So here we are taking the first transition state, that is Q0, Q1, Q2 having the input values of 1s, 1 and 1. Next here we will see that Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4 state 1, 1, 0, 0 input states have been taken, where Q0 of 1 moved to Q1, Q1 of first input 1 is moved to Q2, 0 input is moved to Q3, and again 0 will be moved to the final state. Here now before double 1 there can be only string of 0 comma 1. Similarly after the double 0 there can be only one string of the 0 and 1. So Q0 0 comma 1 Q1 has the self loop of 0 comma 1, which will move to the Q1 state having input value 1, moves to the 1 of Q2, Q3, Q4, which is the final state. Now here you will get a string has 0 1 1 0 0 0 1 1. So that's all for the video. Thank you everyone for watching my video. Do share it to your friends and families. Thank you.